Hello and welcome. I'm Danny Ludke. We're here to show you Dragonchain Eternal and how a transaction is verified using DragonNet. Dragonchain started off with this simple idea. The idea that you should be able to integrate blockchain in a simple, secure, and fast way, in a way that's developer-friendly, that you can deploy anywhere or in any cloud. Transparency is key to connecting with our customers to build trust and loyalty. And we're going to show you how Dragonchain can verify transactions for transparency using DragonNet as a service. There's no infrastructure to set up. There's no time-consuming consortiums or partnerships that need to be arranged. It's just ready to go. By storing data on Eternal, we can make the transaction public, immutable, and tamper-proof. Let's take a look at Eternal. You can enter a URL to save a website or enter your own text snippet. If you enter a URL to a Twitter post, it'll parse the URL as a special type of transaction type called a tweet. Let's go ahead and do that. We'll go ahead and enter a tweet and post it to our blockchain. Now, as this transaction goes through the Eternal chain, you'll be able to see the transaction and the verifications as it goes through the 5 layers of DragonNet. Now that we have the transaction, we can go ahead and use the transaction ID to get a proof report. I can see a summary of the transaction itself. I can see the transaction ID. I can see the transaction type, along with the timestamp and the hash of the transaction. We can also see the raw data of the transaction before it's recorded to the Dragonchain. Let's go ahead and take a look at the raw data. We can see information regarding the header. We can see the payload, including information regarding the proof itself. We can see the raw data on the L1 blockchain if we go ahead and take a look at the raw data. Additionally, we can see information regarding the header. We can see the stripped payload, and then we can see the proof of the block that it resides within. The L2 nodes check the validity for blocks and the individual transactions, which can be done in confidentiality without exposing the actual data. Now in this case, the L2 validations have not occurred, and so let's go ahead and refresh. And as we take a look at this transaction, we should be able to see additional layers of the transaction get verified as time passes by. Now in this case, what we have is 3 different L2 blocks that have been verified, and you can see that none of the payload data is transferred up to the L2s. It's just the verification that the transaction had occurred on the L1. And in this case, what we'll go ahead and do is take a look at the level 3 blocks. And the level 3 blocks verify whether there's enough diversity between the layer 2 nodes. And as we take a look at this, we can see that there were the 3 validations that occurred. And at the L4, the L4s provide a notary and a timestamp inter-record proof to ensure that the original transaction is gone unchanged. So when we take a look at the raw data, we can see the L4 data along with the proof itself that was provided. As time goes by, the L5s will validate and act as a public bridge to blockchains such as Ethereum, Ethereum Classic, or Bitcoin. This allows the business to transparently demonstrate in a public, decentralized way that the transaction took place without exposing the details of the transaction. Let's go ahead and take a look at a completed Eternal transaction. So this is a transaction that I posted a while ago. This was Elon Musk who just tweeted out Ethereum. And I can take a look at things like the cumulative hash power equals 613 million exahashes of transaction hash power. And I can actually see here in this case that the transaction took place and that it took place on the Bitcoin network itself. By using Interchain, we're able to record the transaction and it gains cumulative hash power. This combines the hash power of all the interchains into the strength of the chain by creating a blockchain of blockchains. If you want to go to eternal.dragonchain.com, you can check it out, kick the tires, and give us feedback. Thank you so much for watching.